The Man by Mactier. I have never been a good flyer. Anxiety mixed with the fear of heights makes airplane my personal hell. I find myself in the terminal solely for my mother. She was diagnosed with cancer recently and is rapidly deteriorating. My mom is the only person in my immediate family I truly care about, as I have no siblings and my father passed away. So, flying is the only option to reach her before she passes. So, with each passing minute, my anxiety intensifies. Plane has been delayed for an hour, and now they're indicating it could be another half hour before we even board. On top of this, I'm starting to get a migraine. I reach into my carry-on for some medicine, only to realize in panic that I forgot my medication. Oh crap, where is it? I remember packing it. Feeling the onset of panic attack, I rush to the nearest bathroom to clear my head. Inside, I lock the door to the nearest stall and I sit down. Okay, just breathe. There are extras in your other bag. Don't freak out too much. You can do this. I reassure myself. I begin my calming routine, 2 sticks of peppermint gum, listening to piano music and counting backwards from 20. Despite my efforts, my headache persisted. Checking my phone, I realize it's almost boarding time, so I collect myself and I exit the stall. Around the corner from the stalls, 2 sets of sinks face each other, each accompanied by a long mirror. I approach one set, attempting to compose myself further. As I gaze into the mirror, I notice an infinite reflection of myself created by the opposing mirrors. I've always found this phenomenon fascinating. I entertain myself by moving my head back and forth, watching the infinite reflections mimic my movements. However, something odd catches my eye. In the distant greenish tint of the reflections, it appears one of my images is turned away from me, and beyond that, other reflections seem to be speaking. I shake my head, and the oddity vanishes. Huh, that was strange. I think attributing to my heightened anxiety. Yeah. Turning on the faucet, I splash water on my face, hoping to refresh myself. As I straighten up, I notice 3 reflections standing shoulder to shoulder, yet still mirroring my actions. I hurriedly wipe my face, and then an anomaly disappears. Okay, what the hell was that? I can't be losing it. I whisper to myself, trying to rationalize the stress-induced hallucinations. Taking a moment to breathe, I dry my face with the paper towel. Removing the towel from my face, I'm startled to see an army of reflections, no longer in sync with my movements. I wave my hand and they remain still. Then, eerily in unison, they speak. What are you doing in there? What? I respond confused. You need to come with us, they insist. Why are you threatening me? I ask in disbelief and my fear mingling in my voice. No, you are threatening you, they cryptically responded. I try to dismiss the voices, convincing myself it's a hallucination. Forget this. I need to leave. We can't let you, the reflections say in their tone chilling. The atmosphere becomes increasingly threatening as I find myself surrounded by these menacing copies of myself, separated only by the mirrors that spawn them. My panic escalates, breathing becomes difficult, and I realize I must escape. Look, I stammer, terrified. I need to leave, or I'll miss my plane. I've had enough of this breakdown. No! Stop him! The reflections begin pounding on the mirrors, their efforts causing the glass to bend and crack, threatening to shatter. I rush to the door, slipping on the wet floor. The sound of breaking glass halts my escape, and I witness a horrifying scene of reflections emerging from the shattered mirrors, injuring themselves on the shards of glass. Blood everywhere. Despite my efforts to flee, the mob restrains me. Warned you. They start dragging me towards the mirror. As I scream and resist, my throat burning with my effort. They attempt to silence me, but I bite at their hand. Overpowered and outnumbered, they pull me through the mirror's frame and everything fades to black. Groggily awakening on the cold bathroom floor, my head throbs painfully. Confused, I wonder how long I was unconscious and whether I hit my head on the counter. Relieved to see I haven't missed my flight, I stand only to notice an alarming amount of blood, far more than could come from one person on the other side of the mirror. Two questions plague my mind. Whose blood is it? And why is it only on the other side of the mirror? Okay, reading this one really got my brain going and it actually made me think a little bit. But I will say that this story at the beginning really hits home to me in a little bit of ways. Um, Cancer in general just so terrifying and it's so heartbreaking. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading and if you want to discuss it, have any comments, suggestions, or just anything that you want to discuss, please feel free to put them down in the comments below. So until next time, and